know why Gen X traditionally has a hard time caring much about anything? In large part, it's due to a TV movie that aired in November of 1983 called The Day After. It starred Jason Robards, Jo Beth Williams, John Lithgow, and other people whose name does not start with J, including Steve Guttenberg. And it was directed by Nick Myers, the guy who did Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Sounds like a really fun, cool movie, right? No! It was about the end of the world. And not just about the end of the world, but the slow, methodical build-up to how it might happen and realistically what it might look like after it does.
Millisecond takes you beyond imagining, beyond tomorrow, and into the day after.
And then, to add insult to all this injury, after 2.5 hours of watching death and destruction and nuclear winter and starvation and Mahoney from Police Academy starting to look like Caillou, they put this message at the end of the movie. It's not going to be like this. It's going to be a lot worse. 100 million people watched this when it aired. 60% of all of American TVs tuned this in. And ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something to you. If you were born between 1965 and 1980, this was not a movie. This was a documentary about what was guaranteed to happen before we got out of the 80s. We thought this was our future. You're looking at a generation who figured every time this noise played on the television, you had about 20 minutes to kiss your garbage pail kids goodbye because it was lights out. Why doesn't Gen X care about anything? Well, when you spend your first decade convinced you're not going to have a second decade, it's hard to give much of a shit about anything.